question yesterday. How do we know it says that a goy cannot become a Nazir? So a non-Jew cannot be a Nazir. Just stop. Right on base, Samachalaf on base. Some on base. So Mordechai says, why? Because it says in the pasuk, L'Ovid L'Ima Lo Yitamo. Right? That a Nazir is not permitted to contaminate to his father or his mother. So it says a person who's relevant to Tumah could be a Nazir, because if you have no relevance, what do you mean you shouldn't contaminate yourself? Right? So evidently, since a goy is not contaminable, so he has no relevance to Nazir. So says, how do you know? Maybe a goy could be contaminated. Right? That was the first question. So let's start from the very top. Menolo and Leslie Tumah. How do you know that a goy cannot become contaminated? Domakro says in the pasuk, V'ish asher yitamei asher yitmo v'lo yischato. A person who becomes contaminated and you don't sprinkle the paradum on him, v'dichras hanefshehi mitoch hakol. Right? He's cut off. Nisheish lo kol yotzes shein lo kol. So who's the person who could become contaminated? Person who could be excised from the coal. But a goy is not in the coal, right? Mimai? Similar to how do you know that? Dilma koresu lo mechayiv. A goy, if he goes in the base of when he's contaminated, he's not subject to kores. Avol itmu, but he could become contaminated. So if that's the case, when it says he should not contaminate to his father and mother, he has realms of the contamination, the goy. Omakro v'hiza Torah latomei. Hear this? It says the Torah should sprinkle on the tomei. This is by paraduma. A person comes in contact with the dead. The Torah, the Kohen's Torah should sprinkle on the tomei. Kol sheish lo tari yesh lo tuma. So we're equating tara with tumah. The one who has relevance to tara, he has relevance to tumah. V'chol she'ein lo taros, a goy cannot have tara. Ein lo tumah. Mar says why? Ve'ema tara the less havilei. Maybe you're right. Maybe tari can have, but tumah havilei. But he could be tummy. Omakro v'isha sheyitbo v'lo yischato. Okay. So again, it says Tosas explains, because it says the word yitmor. Yitmor is considered superfluous. Yitmor comes to tell me, to exclude, that a goy cannot become contaminated. From Ravach Yaakov Mishani Hocha. Now, before I wanted to say, because it says L'Oviv Lo Yitamo, somebody who has relevance to what, who has a father. Father. So it's regarding what? Yerusha. Esav, it says, inherits Yaakov, inherits Yitzchok, right? Because Harsei was given to Esav Yerusha. So that's the Gemara says no. He has to have full Yerusha. What's full Yerusha? That if he owns an Evet Kanani, he passes it on to his son. A God cannot own a Evet Kanani, because it says regarding the laws of he has to be fully involved in all aspects of Yerusha. An Evet Kanani, a God cannot own an Evet Kanani. So if that's the case, that aspect of Yerusha has no relevance to him. That's what it says. Somewhere has a question. An Eved, Mishnah says an Eved Kanani could be a Nazir. An Eved Kanani cannot what? Cannot own another Eved. So if that's the case, so how could an Eved Kanani become a Nazir? Somewhere says Elo Marov Bishlam. So it's a retry. Elamarova Bishlam Gabayerchin Shenemar. The Gemara asked the question earlier. It says Bayerchin. It says also it says Dabayir Bnei Yisrael, and we say you could use a goy as the object of the erchin. Bnei Yisrael Marichin Enov Gachov Marichin Yochelu Yinerochin. Maybe the goy cannot be used as the object of the erchin. Tabel of Yish Hochanam Bnei Yisrael Gnozrin Vin Korban Enov Gachovin Nozrin Vin Korban Yochel Aflo Yu Nazirin. Yeah. No, Ish should include the goy.
Right.
So we're back to square one. Amri, Mishum Korban, lo. Mihochanapko. Timur says no. Ish cannot include the goy. Why? Because we know Korban from somewhere else. What do we know Korban from somewhere else? Yosef, it says, La'olo, Pratl Nazirus, Divrib Yosef Aglili. Okay? So over here. Where is it? Bekrad the Ish, it says Ish. Now it says a goy is able. How do you know a goy can bring a korban? Because it says Ish asher yidor neder. Right? Ish. What's the double Ish? First Ish is a Jew. Second Ish comes to include a non-Jew, a goy. Okay? from there we learn that if he makes he either consecrates an animal or he says, I will bring an animal, he has to bring the korban. Okay? He brings the korban. No, we fell off that. We're going another approach. How do we know? We didn't prove he can't become Tomei. Right? Even though he can't become Torah, but maybe he can become Tomei. You keep increasing Tumah. According to him, maybe he does need a paradum. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. According to that position, maybe he does need a paradum. Right? But now we're saying, he's saying, because it says Ish comes to include the Goy. So it says, Imishum Korban, Lami Hocha, Lafkalei. Where is it? Right? Imish Korban, Lami Hocha, Lafkalei, Fratel Nazir, the Kroy Ish parshas Emor, the Marbin Minei Shov, the Chobam Nojim Dom. From Ish we learned that a Goy can bring a Korban. Uchsid B'Seifi, the Kroy La'ola. Wait, it says La'ola Lechatos L'Shlom. It goes and articulates. A Goy can bring an Ola. Of course he can bring an Ola. No, so these are exclusions. So if we already included, what does it say Lola? Lola means Ola, yes. Where does that come? But that's what it says. Lola comes to include that it can't be a Nazir. Lola Pratel in the Zerus, Toviko maybe Korban the Zerus. Right? The Ish, Dimtoma came to Chovim, Imitul Lagamri, the Zerus, and came normally Lola, Pratel Korbonis in the Zerus. So he says, so what do we need it? If we're saying that a Goy cannot become a Nazir, Ish comes to exclude. He's asking. We said Ish comes to exclude. So Mer says, it's not from there, no from Lola. But if actually from what do we need Lola? That a Goy cannot bring a Korban Nazir. He says, no, not that he's bringing his own. What about if a Goy wants to bring Korban Nazir on behalf of another Jew? He says, I'll consecrate a Korban Ola for that Jew as a Nazir. Lola says, no. If he wants to bring his own Ola, he can bring his own Ola. But to consecrate an Ola on behalf of a Nazir, for his, that he can't do. That's what the Torah is saying. Okay? So he says, La'ola Prat Nazir Ema b'nei Yisrael Nozrin Naziris Ola. So says, how do you know? Maybe no. That we're excluding a Goy. Let's say a person says, I want to be a Nazir forever. You can be a Nazir forever, right? We had that earlier, right? Good. So maybe we're only excluding a Goy from that very specific type of Naziris. A 30-day Naziris, a Goy could be a 30-day Nazir. But a Nazir for his whole life, that a Goy can't. Oh, that only a Jew could be. Maybe that's the worst question. Ema b'nei Yisrael knows in Naziris Olam. V'dokov knows in Naziris Olam. Yeah? So if that's the case, how do we know that even the 30-day Naziris, even that he cannot? Yochel Yeh Nazirim, Talmud Loma Ish. Ish says no, even the 30-day Naziris. Yeah? If I don't have La'ola, that he doesn't bring the Korban Nazir, that I wouldn't, maybe that's Naziris Olam. Ish tells me that even a 30-day Naziris, he cannot. He's out. Amr Rabbi Yochanan Miksiv Nazir Olam. He says, what are you talking about? You'd say, La'ola, that we're excluding him from Nazirus. You tell me what? That comes to tell me Naziris Olam. What does it say in the Pasuk? Anything of Naziris Olam? Nazir is Nazir. Miksiv Nazir Olam. Ema b'nei Yisrael Madirin b'neihem. So he says, you know what? It's going on something else. If a Jew wants to make his son a Nazir when he's a child, he can, right? We had earlier. Right. So maybe that's what it is. A Jew could make his son a Nazir. A Goy cannot make his son a Nazir. Maybe that's the exclusion. So he himself could be a Nazir. But to make his son a Nazir, that he cannot. That's the first question. So Mer says, Ema b'nei Yisrael Madir b'neihem Nazir. They know Kol Madir b'neihem Nazir. Yochel, right? Lo Yeh Nazirim. But they themselves, maybe they cannot. Tabalo v'ish. Homer Rabbi Yochanan, halochi. What did he tell me? How do we know that a person can make a son a Nazir? It's halacha mishmisina. It has nothing to do with the psukim. Right. So if that's the case, halacha says that a Jew makes a son a Nazir. Do I need an exclusion to say that a Goy doesn't? I don't need exclusion. The Torah says specifically a Jew makes a son a Nazir. If I have a pasuk that says a person can make himself a Nazir, and there's no indication Jew or not Jew, so I need an exclusion. A Jew, yes, and a Goy not. But if the halacha mishmisina is a Jew can make a son a Jew makes a son a Nazir. It's a Jew, not a Goy. Talmud Ish, Homer Rabbi Yochanan Lochi ben Nazir, Ema b'nei Yisrael Megalchin al Nazir Sabiyim, We had earlier, if you remember, if a father put aside money to be a Nazir, and then the father dies, could the son use the money of this father that he designated for his korban? So we say a son does. So maybe that's the exclusion. A Nazir, a goy could be a Nazir. But the exclusion is that a Jew could use his father's money to bring his korbanos. A goy cannot. Yeah? Yochel lo yeh nazirin. 1 second. Talmud lo beish. One second, I just want to see something. Yep. Okay, further. Okay, now we're on this page. Samach Beis. Rabbi Yochanan. Yochi ish ki yafli. Neder be'erko. It says ish ki yafli neder be'erko. Lomali. What's the first question? Rega. Yep. Yep. Yeah. The Gemara says, so we're saying ish normally would be an inclusive word. So Gemara says something like this. We said in the Dharam, if a guy makes a neder to bring a korban, he brings a korban. So he's asking a question. It says ish ki yafli neder be'erko. By erko, we said we excluded a guy, correct? But we're saying we find the Torah is connecting neder to erko. It says ki yafli. It says ish ki yafli neder be'erko. Erchet, by pieces erki olai. My innate value, I'm obligated, right? We said we exclude a goy. He says why? But if you tell me ish includes the goy, the word ish. So why should we exclude? This is question. Ish ki yafli neder be'erko be'erchen lomali michti dishkes erchen l'dorim domakro ish ki yafli neder be'erko. Right? So what do we need? The pasuk ish ki yafli. If we say neder is obligated, so if that's the case, what do we need a special pasuk ish to tell him by erchin? Ish comes to include the goy. V'tanya gabin nedorim ish matam lomi ish the rabbos is ovkochovim shein nojim nedorim and dovs be Yisrael ish ki yafli lomali. So what do we need it? El hayish mi boile lasui mufla samach lish. Hear this? The ish that's written over there. The ish that's written over there is tell me, what about if your child is not bar mitzvah and he makes a neder? He's between 12 and 13 years old, he makes a neder. How do we know the neder has value? That's called mufla samach lish. He has an understanding what a neder is. So that's ish. Ish comes to tell me he doesn't have to be a full ish, but if he has a semblance of ish, which he's within that year, the 13th year, his neder is a neder. So Mar says, if you hold his doraisa, that's what ish comes to tell me. That even though he's not an adult, the child, because he has a semblance, because he's in the 13th year, it's between 12 and 13, right? So what is that? What do we need it? He says, Lasui mufla somach liyish dovet kochavim. Yeah? What about if he's mufla somach liyish dovet kochavim? What would that case be? 1 second. The rice no jindorim about the tama mishum di bishal ein mufla somach liyish no jinorim in Torah. Saying we come komis that chmina Torah alav kochom bishora. He said something very interesting. A child between 12 and 13, his netter is not a netter, right? But but what about a goy? Let's say a goy becomes an adult at 7 years old. It means when he's fully intelligent. It's not based on 13. Maybe a goy, if he's within his year of becoming mature, he becomes. So the Rashi, it does make sense. For a Jew, some ish is drabanan. Torah says it has no value. You have to be a full adult. And for a goy, we say yes. Why? So he says a svara. We find the Torah is more machmir by a goy than a Jew. If a non-Jew's ox gores, what's the halacha? He has full liability. Right? If a Jew's ox gores a goy's ox, you pay nothing. Right? All these things. Go shorshel the kanani shizuk shorshel shel. They tambe whether it's a gore or not, you pay full liability. Right? So we see we're more machmir regarding the goy than a Jew. So the same thing here. A Jew, he has to be a full adult. That his neder should have a neder. But a goy, as long as there's a semblance of an adult, that's enough to obligate him. Right? Obligate him financially. So that would be very good if you hold B'nai Yisrael Nerochim and a goy not. So therefore you need the ish to say Yochol Loye Marichin. According to Mandiyom B'nai Yisrael Nerochim V'Eino V'Kochim Nerochim Lochi Marichin. Right? So good. If you hold that a non-Jew cannot be even used as the object. Could even be used as the object, the erchin. Right. So then you'd have to tell me, even that may be, but to be marach you can. Yeah, that's the other way. Wow. Talmud loma ish sha elamandi b'nei Yisrael marichin v'nov kochov marichin. But if you hold that a goy cannot, yochlu yinerochin Talmud loma ish afil tinik ben chodesh baruchiyu. Right. So the ish comes the other way. See, it's one way or another. We have machlokas. If a non-Jew says erki olai, is he obligated? It's a machlokas. Not liable. Is he obligated? Obligated. There's one opinion says yes. What about as the object? One opinion, one says that he is as an object not. Because it says Bnei Yisrael. So ish only includes him from one aspect of it. Right? So the same thing. So in a court opinion that he cannot, but it says ish, you know what it means? Even though he cannot obligate himself personally, but he can be used as the object of erchim. If a Jew would say, the erech of that goy is upon me, so he's used as the object, he can. Okay? So, what?
That was yesterday.
No, yesterday we had that he could be used, he can't obligate himself, but he could be used as the object. Now we're saying it's a machlokas in the Gemara. If some hold that the goy could obligate himself, but cannot be used as an object. Some say he can be used as an object, but cannot obligate himself. But it's all based on ish. What is ish going on? Ish to include, is it going to include as the object, or the ish is coming to include as to obligate yourself? Erki olay. Not for any. Erki means my innate value. There's one opinion that says a Jew says my innate value is upon me, and he's, let's say, 20 years old. He has to give 50 shkolim. No korban. He has to give 50 shkolim to the base of English. That's the erech of the person over the age of 20. If a guy would say that, it means nothing. Nothing. Wait. What about if a Jew would say the erech of that 20-year-old guy is upon me? The Jew has to give 20 shkolim, 50 shkolim, because he could be used as an object, even though he cannot obligate himself. When he says I obligate myself my innate value. The goy says it about himself, it's nothing. But if a Jew says it about the goys, right, that's one opinion. How do we know? Because this is ish. The word ish is a perus comes to say, even if the goy is the object, even though he can't do it for himself, but if he's using the object, he can. But there's another opinion that says no. Even though he cannot be used as the object, he can be used, he can obligate himself. The two sides of the coin over here. Either as the object or the one who obligates himself. That's not Irish. A shulchan has no error. That's value. That's monetary value. A shulchan is monetary value. Right? No. One is based on market value, and one is based upon the fixed value which the Torah gives a person. Okay? So now the Gemara's question is, so what's the yafli, normally? ish, we understand. I need ish to include either as to mimarich or nerach. What do we need? Kiafli lomali. Second. Second, Yafid Lomali, Amr Avach Barava Lasuya of the Kochovim Godel. Yeah? It comes to include a goy who's an adult, the Godel who, what's the base? Godel who, Ve'ini Udei Lahaflos. No, he has no grasp. He has no grasp. Any Udei Lahaflos, Eloki Yaf, because stop. There Second. Abid Yisrael came to God. Api sheni yudei l'havas dvorv kayomi. Dav la'achar zman. After sheni yudei l'sheni nodal dvorv. By a Jew, if you make a neder as an adult, even if you don't understand the fine details of neder, it works. But goy, he has to understand every aspect of what he's saying. I'll give you an example. The halacha is we will halacha that a child between the age of 12 and 13. If he makes a neder, it's binding, even though he's not an adult. But the halacha is, but you have to question him if he understands what he meant. He has to understand all the ramifications of his statement. If he doesn't, because he's not an adult, it means nothing. Once he becomes an adult, he says, I want to be a neder, whatever that means. It's a neder because he's an adult. Because whatever that neder is, so we're saying now, the halacha that we're saying now, that even as an adult by a goy, although we're including a goy, but that's only if he has a full understanding of what he's saying. If he doesn't have for a Jew when he's an adult, even if he doesn't have a full understanding of what he's saying, whatever neder means, let it be a neder. A goy, if he says that, it's not binding. That's lahaf. That means it has to be with a clarity. It has to be with a clarity. Okay? So says, El kiavli kosher rachmona gabi nazirus lomali. Michti, the iskish nazirus lindorim. So what is absolutely right? By neder we know it says yafli. So what do we need yafli by nazirus? Yafli lom lasui yudam shin mochichos. No, what about yudam shin mochichos? We have if you say a partial, remember we discussed, you say a partial expression, and it's not obvious. Didn't yudam shin mochichos by Omar have yudayim, Rav Omar ain't lo have yudayim. Labai necho. So it's very good according to Abai. Where does he learn yudayim shin mochichos? Lo have yudayim. He learns from the word lahafli. It's not a swar. It's just Ella Rava. But Rava said, who holds it Yadayim, what does he use the word lahafli? Ella Rava, Michael Mem, Ella Kiyaflim, Boilis, Reb Tarfon. That was in the Mishnah. Tanya, Reb Tarfon, Reb Yudah, Mishum, Reb Tarfon. Ein Echod Me'en Nazir. Tishal Nid Nazir Salaflo. We had a case for Reb Tarfon. What's Reb Tarfon? Two people, they make a wager. They make a wager. See, if he's a Nazir, I'm a Nazir. And the others don't. If he's not a Nazir, I'll be a Nazir. So since when they made the Naziris, it was unclear what they were, it's not Naziris. Okay? So the Gemara says, Honich Tarfon, El Rabbona Michael Meimar, but what will reject this? El Bolech Tanyo, Hetin Dor Polchus Ba'avir, Vein Lem Al Mashi Smochu. Olam, yeah, Shein Lem Mikro Min HaTorah Al Mashi Smochu, Shenem Al Hafli, Ech Nozi Vech Nedorim, yeah. Meaning there are many laws by the Nazir which it's not based on the text itself. Hetin Nedorim Porchim Ba'avir, meaning to know the neder. Ve'ela Mashi Smoch Reb Lezom Yesh Lo Mashi Smochu Shnema Ish Kiafli Kiafli Shtei Pom Me'echla Aflo L'Yisr Echla Aflo L'Heter. Here, that's the Yafli. Hear this. How do you know that you can be matir in that? A neder you can be matir. How do we know that you can be matir? What's his name? A Nazirus. You could have lahafli l'isur, and you have lahafli l'heter. If meaning, if it was lacking in clarity when you made the neder, that's a basis to annul the neder. Yeah. So he says it has to do with charata. If a person makes a neder and he doesn't have charata, then the neder is a neder. If he does have charata, that means it's lacking in the full clarity of the neder. It's not a neder. Okay. Further. No, when he goes before the chochem, he says, now because of what you've been through, do you regret you haven't made the neder? Is that a basis to be matir neder? The answer is. That means when he made the net originally, he was lacking. He wasn't aware to what degree, what hardship he's going to have because of the net. Zero also. There's a stringency by an eved over a woman. Shu mayfir nidrei ishto. One makes herself a nozer. What's the halacha? He's mayfir the netter, the naziros. So what happens? Let's say suppose he divorces her. Does she bound? She's not bound because he knocked it out. What about a nevet? We said it never took place. A master cannot null it, but it's not effective. What about if he emancipates him? No, so now it kicks in.
Right.
See, initially there was something preventing it. The moment you remove the barrier, now it takes. This was Chom Bavandor. Shehu Mefer Nidrei Yishto, Vena Mefer Nidrei Avdo. Hefer Ishto, Hefer Olomis. Once he nullifies it, it's gone forever. Even if he dies, even if she becomes divorced. Hefer La'avdo. What about if you null the Evitz, which means nothing? Which means nothing. If he should emancipate him, then it kicks in. Because why? It could have, there was something preventing it. So once the block is removed, now it takes effect. Hello? No, an Eved could be a nozer. Let's say the master would say, it's okay for you to be a nozer. This is already a nozer. Is he a nozer? He's a nozer. So why isn't he a nozer? Because the master is opposed to it. So you have the capability, but because the master, but that doesn't let it take effect. But the moment you're freed, so you made the obligation. You're not able to be because there's something preventing it. But once you remove the barrier, to becoming the full Jew doesn't make a difference. He's still the same person. It's the same obligation. Because we don't differentiate between a woman and a man regarding the obligation. That's what we're saying. Because but the master wants it. The master nullified it. The master can't nullify the net of the slave. By a wife, you nullify, so you knock it out. So even if she becomes divorced, widowed, there's nothing to later. The master not he nullifies it, he prevents it from taking effect. But it's hanging over. It's hanging there. No, there's something else. That was because it is chal. We had it earlier. Let's verse it says, Harini knows it twice. Right? So why is the second nose not chal? Because you have the first one. The first one's kept. The second one moves into, because now it has a slot. It can fall into place. Then the second one takes effect. Same idea. Right now, the master's mastership doesn't allow it to take place. The moment that's removed, okay, now it shifts in. Okay? Ton Rabbanon. Loma Rabo Kofel in the Zeros, Avalon in the Dorim. Ule'erchin. Here, we're saying regarding the Zeros, the master could prevent him from becoming a Nazir. Let's say a Nazir, the Eved would say, make a netter, I will not eat bread. The bread is off limits to me. No, it's in force.
Yeah.
So why in regard to Nazir it's not in force? But in regard to netter and Erchin, he controls his own. If the Eved would say Erki Olai, also,
that's on him.
but it creates an obligation.
Right.
Maishno Gabi knows Domer Rachmono lesser Yisr al Nafsho. It says lesser Nifsha al Nafsho. On his soul. Yotze Eved Shei Nafsho Knuyalo. 1 second. Because it says only it takes effect if it's your nefesh.
Right. And his nefesh
belongs to the master. But that pasuk is also written by neder, because we don't differentiate neder and what. That pasuk is written by nedorim. So why do we say that a eved can make a neder? You got it? What you're saying? Why can't he make himself a Nazir? The master could oppose it.
Right.
Because it says, if you're an owner of your own soul.
Right.
He's not.
Right.
But that same pasuk is written by what? Is written by Neder.
Right.
So why is the Neder effective?
Because it's suspended until he becomes.
No, but even by Nazir, that's true. We're saying the reason why I can't think of it, because at this moment you're not in control of your
Right.
nefesh.
So it's suspended.
So by Neder we say it's not suspended. It takes effect. So the Gemara is asking, why does it take effect? It's the same nafsho. It's the same pasuk. You got it? It's the same pasuk.
Right.
For the same reason why you're suspending the Nazir, you should suspend the Neder for the same reason, because it says the same word nafsho.
Okay.
No, that's the first question.
Okay.
Yochafil Dorim Nami. So the Dorim should be the same. It should not take effect.
Right.
Okay. He had a cluster of grapes before him. Gabi Nedorim, the Chimitza Bahai, Lo Mitzah Bachnini, Lo Motzi Kofi Lake. You hear this? What happens if the Eved becomes all complicated? Because he's denied himself so many things, he can't function as an Eved.
Right.
So the Neder, so that Nazirus is an infringement. A person says, I will not eat this cluster of grapes is off limits to me. He's not complicating his life, but he could eat another cluster. Because it's limited to this, so therefore it's not an infringement
Good.
on the owner's rights.
Right.
But a person makes himself a Nazir.
It does.
Gabi Nazir is Tchimitza by Yitzir Kule.
So it does interfere.
That's the reason why I can't.
So
So it's not because of Nafsho. We're falling off Nafsho.
Right.
Where it's an infringement on the master's rights, then it does not take effect.
So,
Neder is not an infringement. That's why it does take effect.
so
That's
it's like the wife and the bottle. If she makes a net there and it interferes with them, he throws it out.
But even where it doesn't interfere with them. Let's say it's Inu Nefesh. Inu Nefesh.
But this seems to be the power.
Yeah, but it's different. There it interferes with his intimacy.
Right.
Here it's you can't function as an Eved.
It's an Eved, right? You can't function as a wife. You can't function as a.
V'gabi Nedorim Yilo Askino Deleka Elo Hayeshko. Somewhere it's a good question. Let's say a person would say, all clusters of all grapes are off limits to me in the world. Right? Let's say he makes the Neder in such a way. Dilo Ochale Cholish. So if he doesn't eat the grapes, he's going to get weak. Right? He has to take all vitamins are off limits to me. He needs vitamins to give him energy. Elo Merova Gonshoya Chertzen Munach Lefonov. We're talking about he has a seed, a grape seed in front of him. Yeah? No, it's not a derivative. A grape seed is part of the grape. Grape seed.
Well, we had that discussion, right?
No, wait 1 second. Gabidorim Bahai hu the mitzah. Lo motzi kofleg. Gabi Nazir the itzer nam bechrin motzi kof. We're speaking about a specific case. The Neder was speaking about like this. We had earlier. If a person says, I'm becoming a Nazir for the grape seed. That's what he says. All the laws of Nazirs take effect. For the grape seed. The grape seed is the equivalent of everything. I'm a Nazir only for wine. You know, you're a Nazir for wine, for contamination, cutting gear. Grape seed, also same thing. You don't have to say all of them. What about I said, this grape seed is off limits to me? Big deal. We're not speaking about any type. Of course, if you make a Neder which includes everything, there's no difference Neder and Nazir. But we're talking about a specific case. This grape seed is presented to me as a Neder.
Didn't we pull that?
Wait a second. Is that an infringement? It's no infringement. It's meaningless. But if he says, I am a Nazir from the grape seed, then you get the full-blown Nazirus. Then it's a problem. So that's what we're saying. The Neder regarding grape seed is not a problem. Nazir regarding the grape seed is a problem. I'm becoming a Nazir not to eat a grape seed. That's what he says. Use that. No, he says. No, he's accepting. My Nazirus is limited to the grape seed. Normally say, I'm a Nazir. Nazir means A, B, C, D. No, he didn't add. A grape seed is not permitted to a Nazir. Right? It's part of a grape. The grape skin, the grape seed, whatever. It's not permitted. No. So when you say that, it's everything. When you say, I am a Nazir from a grape seed, it's like saying I'm a Nazir from everything. So by making that kind of statement, it's an infringement on the owner's rights over you. Because you need all that for your function. But if I make a Neder, it says, I make a Neder, I will not benefit from this grape seed. There it's limited to the grape seed. It's meaningless. Has no relevance to my function. Therefore, the netter is effective. But let's even say, I make a netter, I will not eat grapes, period. But if you have to eat grapes for your energy, so then it's infringement, because he needs it for his energy level. No, if he makes the netter, no, the netter was never chal there. The netter there is not chal. It doesn't take effect. No. He says, I will not eat. No, he says, I will not eat grapes. He can't. No. But once you say that, that means it can't take effect. The way he said the netter is, it covers the full gamut. It's all or nothing. Can't. If he would say, I will not eat grapes for A, and I will not eat grapes because of B and C, so then it's like separate nedarim. But if you just say, I will not eat grapes, and part of it can't take effect, then nothing takes effect. No, the Torah says. It says everything. It says wine, then it says chartzanim and zagim. Torah enumerates all these things. Right? Any derivative of grapes, he cannot eat. What's the skin or the pit or the seed or anything. Yeah. Eldom Gemara says, Gavador Milo Askinon Lech-Lecha Dilo Ochel Echolish. Meaning, we're not speaking about a case. Let's say he needs the one grape seed for his energy. Right? What do you mean? We're not talking in that case. Even that case, we say the netter is chal. Elam Rabbi, Lomer Rabba Tzorch L'Chvosel V'Zirus. Why does the master able to actually force him not to keep the Nazirus? Vein Tzorch L'Chvosel L'Doram, Vein Tzorch L'Chvosel L'Shvuah. Doma Kroa L'Hora L'Hetiv. Ma Tova Rishus, Afaro Rishus, Yatz L'Hora. We'll leave this here.